My 7 Grail fragrances. These are those that I probably thought about for a long time, that I really wanted. I probably waited for a birthday or Christmas or something like that. But these were fragrances I had to have, even though they were expensive. And I'm going to tell you all about them. But before we jump in, please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I've got videos coming out every couple days. Also, as we go through the list, let me know down in the comments, have you tried these, or what would be your kind of grail fragrances that you would add down in the comments below. All right, so as we get into these, these are fragrances that were probably expensive. Maybe I sampled them and I wanted to buy a bottle and I looked to see if there was a good clone out there, and either there wasn't, or in the case of actually about, I don't know, half of these, I do have a clone, but I still wanted the original. And so every one of these I would consider to be 100% worth paying for the original because they're just awesome. All right, here we go. The first one. This is a fairly new pickup. This is one that I have had on my list really just about since I started a list. This is a Nasato fragrance. This is, the bottles are works of art, of course, with all the Nasato fragrances. This is Pardon, or Pardon if you're an American. So this is Pardon. And man, what a gorgeous, complex fragrance that changes ridiculously from the time you spray it on over the next few hours. It opens up with this beautiful sweet magnolia flower. There's a little bit of sort of a vanillic sweetness mixing with sort of this magical kind of floral, but then it starts to go into a dark chocolate and oud. And in the reviews I saw of this whenever I first was interested in it a few years back, I never really heard anyone talk about the oud all that much, but it's a major player in this fragrance. This is an oudy fragrance, but that floral vibe with that sweetness, there's some tonka bean in here as well, and that dark chocolate, which in the mid is very evident. It makes it so complex. And let me tell you, this is extremely strong. It's an extrait de parfum. I think all of their fragrances are. This is a 3 sprayer. You don't want to spray this 6 or 8 times. I don't want to anyway. Maybe you do. But it changes and you get constant wafts of this for maybe 7 or 8 hours. It doesn't last as long as I thought it was. It's not a 14-hour fragrance, but for 7 or 8 hours, this thing changes and kind of puts on a show for you. This one is awesome. Nasato Paron. This next one, this is only, I think I paid, 120 plus tax or whatever for this one. So it's not crazy expensive, but it is one that for the longest, up until a month or two ago, I couldn't find a clone. I knew there was clones, but I couldn't find one that was decent. And so I was just going to buy the original, and I've only seen this one under $100 a few times, and I just had to get it. It is gorgeous. One of my favorite iris fragrances of all time. I'm talking about Valentino Wo Intense. This is lipsticky iris with some chocolate and some leather and some vanilla. It's this wonderful, warm fragrance with this very distinct, clear iris note and that chocolatey leather. It just engulfs you in this cloud of rich, unique fragrance. It's a masculine fragrance. It's floral, but this is, you would never, at least I would never, spray this on and think that this smells like a woman. Just off the atomizer, it is absolutely mesmerizing, sexy, alluring. And so this one, 120 bucks plus tax or shipping. I don't remember. I think it was probably about $130 altogether, but man, it was worth every penny. And you're not going to find this on that much at a discount, but it is worth picking up the real thing. Okay, the next one. This is one that when I saw they were going to release an intense flanker, an extrait de parfum flanker of this, I knew I had to get it. I had the original DNA. It didn't perform well on me. I sold the bottle. I ended up buying this one, and it is awesome. And I'll tell you about a clone of the original in just a second. But this is Manera's Intense Sedra Bois. It is citrus fruitiness. It's got sort of a sweet, bright citrus opening. And then you go down into the mid and the dry down where you get some woodsiness, which is kind of present in the opening. You'll notice something that's a little woodsy or smoky, but it's also got a touch of oud. It's got a touch of leather. It's been compared to something like Creed Aventus. It doesn't smell like Aventus, but it's in the same category. And this one performs better than my original bottle of the original, but it's not a 14-hour performer on me. It's probably more like an 8-hour performer on me. Something about this kind of a fragrance just doesn't do fantastic on me like it does on others. I also know that I go nose blind. I will tell you that I got a clone. I got the Paris Corner clone of Sedra Bois, Sedra Essence, and it actually performs really good. It's like a 7-8 hour fragrance on me, and it's beautiful. So there we have it. All right, next, this is one that is a designer, and it's a designer that just in the past year, I've seen it come down under $100. But for a long time, you were going to pay full price or almost full price, but it is worth every penny. My favorite blue fragrance, without question. This is YSL Y EDP. I absolutely love this stuff. You've got this apple, sage, ginger combo. You've got, of course, a rich, fuzzy ambroxan. It projects, it lasts. This is like a 10-hour fragrance on me. It is absolutely worth all the hype that it gets. I've got a number of clones. I've probably got 5 clones of this at this point, which is insane. But man, the original, nothing beats it. Nothing tops the original YSL Y EDP. Absolutely love it and worth every penny. Okay. I've got another one from Manera here, and this is one again. When I saw they were coming out with an intense flanker, I thought I've got to get this because I love the original red tobacco. It is the insane fragrance. It's just loud and explosive, and it's coarse and it's spicy. And so I picked up this one thinking that this one was going to set my house on fire. This is intense red tobacco. And I had to get it. I paid, way too much for this. I was thinking about paying $220 to get it here from Europe because I got some money for my birthday or something like that. But it came down, and I think I got it for like $165 plus tax. But it's very different than the original. It's a lot smoother than the original. I go nose blind to this one. I never go nose blind to the original red tobacco. It's just too crazy. It's too too much texture and the spice and everything's sort of clashing with each other. This one is a smooth, refined, beautiful, leathery version of Manera red tobacco. It's still got a touch of oud. It's got the spiciness. It's got that rich kind of pipe smoky tobacco. But the leather in this one is actually a more prominent note than the oud is. And now that I've been wearing it for a few weeks, I love it. I didn't love it at first, but I'm sort of, I'm recanting a little bit on my initial review video. This is a great fragrance. It's just not what I expected. It's gorgeous. It's refined. It is probably more palatable than the original, although I love the original. Manera Intense Red Tobacco. Can't wait till it comes to the discounters. I know many more of you will get it when you can get it for $100. Okay, next. This is another one that I think I got a clone. I can't remember if I got a clone before or after. I got them pretty close together, but I knew I had to have it. I love iris fragrances, and this one's kind of the pinnacle of iris fragrances. At least, I'm going to leave it at that. I think this is the pinnacle of iris fragrances. This is Dior Homme Intense. I had to pay full price for it, $120 plus taxes, whatever. Worth every penny. It's a gorgeous iris, muskmellow, vanilla, woodsy fragrance. It's just magical. The way that it hangs in the air, the way that it engulfs you, the wafts you get, the sillage. It's so good. I mean, most iris fragrances would be unisex. This one probably is too. But to me, this smells like a very well put together man going out to some event where you need a suit or a tux. It's the smell of luxury. I absolutely love it. And again, worth every penny. Okay, the last one, number 7. This is one that I got the original before I got this one, although I think I smelled... No, let me start over. Okay, next, this is one that, again, when I saw that there was an extreme coming out of this line, I thought, man, I've got to get a hold of this because I love the original Spice Bomb, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And so Extreme came out, and of course, 120 bucks, it is what it is. And I looked for clones. I got something sort of akin to a clone, but I knew I had to get the original. Every time I'd go to a department store, I would smell it, and I finally pulled the trigger. Of course, I'm talking about Spice Bomb Extreme. It is basically Spice Bomb with that woodsy pepper, a little bit of citrus, nutmeg, cinnamon, all of that spiciness with some rich tobacco. But this one has some black vanilla that sweetens it up a little bit, smooths it out a little bit. They even tamp down the spices a little. And this thing is awesome. My bottle's only 2 or 3 years old, and I get great performance. I'm talking like, I'm not exaggerating, 12 hours performance, 4 hours of projection, maybe 6 hours of projection. It's one of the most monstrously performing fragrances that I own. It's a killer, and to me, worth every penny. So these have just been 7. You know, not a lot of people watch videos like this when I put them out. People love the clone videos that I do. But man, these right here are some of the fragrances that have formed my taste as a fragrance lover. And I think if you picked up any one of them, you'd probably be happy with them. I am Justin. This has been Sillage Scents. I'll see you on the next one.